Right, so in alchemy we have the three different types of classes: animal, vegetable, and mineral. So look at these animals. Oh, isn't that cute? The definition of animals is essentially any living animated creature, any sentient living creature. So for this example, it's going to include bugs and fishes and birds. First, we're going to look at the frog. Frog is related to the water element. Kind of like a turtle. Turtle is related to the water element. As you can see, that the frog has a big body here, and it has these legs which curve in, out, and then it's back in again. Yep, in, out. So here's another one: in, out, and in. So that's the knee joint. As you can see, this is a hip. Just say you were a little bit gruesome, but you were chopping up a frog because you wanted to eat it. This would be with the thigh, the butt meat, the lower back. You'd kind of cut here around the this is like the oblique of the frog where the mouse point is. And then your knee. So ankle is here and has a really long foot. You can see his foot really long. Same thing, shoulder right next to the head, elbow, ankle, big wrist, big kind of lower body, again water element based, big body. It's kind of like circular, and it's got these funny little hands. Now here, so body, big body, frog head, funny little frog eyes. And shoulder, elbow here, and then forearm, and it's got again. And then for legs, again, see, this is the butt region here, the butt, lower back. So it's a hip into knee, then back into ankle, and then back into foot. So again, we'll put some red over this. Shoulder, so this would be the whole shoulder region, shoulder into elbow, into wrist, hand, again knee, ankle, hip, so again butt, lower back region, this whole muscle area, and then it kind of curves into that, and then it curves back, and then back there, and again body, head. So you can think this is kind of like the basic anatomy of a being is, if we look at the human, body, leg, arm, head, and this kind of looks like a spider. Extra. Usually that is the anatomy. It's 2 arms, 2 legs, and a head and a body. Okay, that's the anatomy of a being. Sometimes they'll have a tail, sometimes they'll have little ears, sometimes they'll have extra arms or legs, and sometimes they are different, like a snake is just a head and a long body. So head, and long body. Head, long body. So the snake traded its arms and legs and made its body really long. Now, anatomically or organ-wise, again, lungs are always going to be, heart is going to be at the front side of the body, so we can split the body in half, and lungs, again, the top side. Again, the brain is going to be in the head. Same thing with the snake. Digestive system goes all kind of in the middle and all the way through it, and lower will be, bladder, ovaries, genitals. So snake and anus at the bottom. Snake's anus should be around here, its genitals should be around here. The digestive system should be all around here. The heart and lungs is probably around there. So I'll look up snake internal organs. So the brain would be in there. The lung, you can see lung, it says lungs are here. These, I don't know if these blue things. Heart around here. Intestines are kind of around the middle. and then anus around there, and the genitals is probably around there as well. I'll try to find one with a bit more. So liver, kind of around again. Heart usually would be first, then liver, heart, then liver, then stomach, then intestines and kidneys. Forgot about the kidneys. And yep, then this would be all bladder and bowels and all that. So these things are like archetypal kind of. The organs are fairly archetypal. Go back to frog again. Liver. Oh, the liver's pretty high up in this one. Lungs around here. Where's the heart? Heart should be probably up here. They don't show this one, but lower are bladder, intestines, kind of around the middle is like the intestines, and lower intestines around the bottom, and then genitals and anus would be about there. Here's another one. Yep, bladder, anus. Oh, they go cloaca. Interesting. A heart is there's a heart. So around there, and brain up here. Spinal cord running through. Again, they all have this spinal cord. Same thing with the snake. Now let's go to turtle. What's this dude? Alright, now turtle is fairly similar to most other animals. Now, I imagine if we looked at the bone structure of the turtle, we would see again, here's the elbow and here's the hip, and maybe there's here's the shoulder, here's hip, here's probably the elbow and the wrist. It's the hand is more this flipper thing. Now he looks a little bit more like a land turtle, maybe. This one as well, where they looks like they kind of got little hands, little claw things. But we can see that the turtle is a body and a head and arms. Again, we can see the turtle has it says heart, but I think it means heart. Heart around here, the spinal cord around the back, brain around the head. If we look at here, it's shoulder, elbow, and hand. You can see it's got a hand. Hip doesn't really show the anatomy for that one. Anyway, stomach again around the middle. So heart kind of like up, stomach middle, and bladder lower. These are like elements. Stomach is earth element in Chinese medicine. Heart is fire. Bladder is water. Earth is pretty much in the middle. And you get intestines and kidneys around the lower back or the mid back, and the urinary bladder, colon, and genitals. Alright, now let's go to a horse. Again, similar. If we take a look at this horse, it has you can see this is the butt, this is the hip and butt region, going into, I think, the knee. I think it's like around there. It looks kind of around here where, and this would be the kind of calf region, and this is the ankle by the looks of it, and then a very long leg. Again, shoulder here, elbow, wrist, I believe, and I'm not sure if there's a joint there. That could be, it's kind of like long fingers. Yeah, okay, so elbow, shoulder, I think, wrist, and then phalanges, which is like finger. It's kind of like got really long fingers sticking out, which is its foot. You can see here it's curved. It's got like a joint. And again, spine, ribs, same thing as all the other animals. If we look up another animal, pig, here we go. Again, body, head. You can see the butt region here. The body is kind of like, if we go back to our drawing board, the head is like one section, the body is like another, and then the butt region is like its own kind of thing, and the leg will connect like that or whatever. So it's almost like these three sections of the body. And again, shoulder, so it's coming out like that, this whole area. It's like this, all these parts coming out, and then the shoulder bone, or the joint, I should say, and then elbow. It looks like it's coming out front ways here. I'll look up. A pig is also a water element. creature like the frog. Or some people think it's kind of like, at least in Chinese medicine. Alright, so here is, elbow, shoulder, wrist, and the fingers kind of coming out like this. So the pig is actually walking on its fingers, which is very interesting. Here, anatomy of a rat. Again, head, body, same thing. Knees, it's like it's bending its knees forward, and then its leg is going back. So the pig is bending its knees back, knees forward, and then its ankle back, and then its going to foot forward. So again, the pig, this is like the heel of the foot, I think. So it's basically on its tiptoes. That's interesting. A lot of animals, they're kind of on their tiptoes. The human is more on the flat of the foot, but I guess if you run. Anyway, again, same thing with the goat. Knee forward, elbow back. Is that the same one with the pig? Elbow back. Yep, the rat, elbow back. I think with the horse, I'm pretty sure the last one's horse. Knee forward, elbow kind of just, straight. Continuing on, here are some birds. And look at him. Very, very round, chubby looking bird. Anyway, here's a nice picture with all these flowers. Oh, it's a render. We can see the bird. It's this ball-like body, and the arms and the wings. You see it's got a tail here, and it's got these funny little legs. Well, if we go back, we can find most birds are essentially the same kind of looking creature. Different ones, for example, are owl. These differ in that they're just kind of bigger. They've just got this different shaped head. If we look at a raven, again, similar bird shape. Very simple bird shape. Very majestic looking. Again, similar kind of bird shape. It just differs in its, I guess the beak would be a bit different. The eyes, they're much more striking, and the feather color pattern, also the size of it. Ultimately, if we look up eagle, here's wing anatomy. So shoulder, elbow, wrist, and that's like the bicep or the arm. That's the forearm. That's the hand. Again, see here, hand, forearm, arm. And I'll try to find, can't really find a good picture here. Bird internal. Right, here's the basic bird anatomy. The brain, again, there, up in the head. Lung and heart up in the upper area of the body. Mid area, it's more the liver and the stomach. Lower area, again, the intestines and cloaca. And the spine would run across there, if we can find the spine, again, running across the back. So you can think the front is kind of like an organ area, an organ storage area, and the back is where the spine runs across. Here we've got a chicken. Again, similar thing, head, eye, brain, sensory organ here. So these some animals have their own unique organs, you can think. And again, similar thing, similar. Now the one thing that's different, is fish. Fish are a little different, like birds and fish are in their own category. This is an interesting looking fish. It's very psychedelic, like, look at him. Funny little mouth. And you can see the head, instead of an arm, they've got this little flipper. And it's the leg, it's like attached. And you can kind of think this is the tail and the leg as well. Look at some other fish, again similar kind of thing. You got the head region, the chest kind of region, and then the lower body region, which these are the three basic anatomical regions. An interesting one is a ray. Rays are very funny looking, I think. Look at that. Well, this isn't really an anatomical thing, but I just wanted to show how silly they look. Look at that face. Imagine if you saw that thing. What the fuck? I think these are nose, and that's a mouth. And do they have their eyeballs on the top? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. That's very funny. And this spine extends out into a long thing like that. And if we look at bugs, bugs have a very unique anatomy. How they're made out of chitin, and they have very thin legs. And they're very just small and compact. They're actually quite well engineered, I think, bugs are. Bugs are the most kind of alien animals, except underwater animals are actually quite alien as well. But same thing, it's got a head, it's got a thoracic region, or chest region, and then it's got a lower reproductory, storage, excretory region. The only thing, it's got extra legs, and sometimes they got wings, sometimes they got but it's the same structure. It's the same, this basic structure of this. Going back to the snake kind of idea, you've got this basic spinal structure, which can be most animals, they have this basic, either this long thing or this kind of circular, you get like the frog, this circular body with a head, or a long body with the head, and it's got lots of legs or whatever, or it's got some legs here. It can have a tail, it can have wings, again, can have wings, can have tail, and they just follow this basic pattern. And that's how, I guess, like evolution, for example, how evolution mollusks are kind of like the most alien things that you can find. Oh, look at that. Isn't that funny? There we go. Again, it's related to the water element. Water element creatures have a very particular look to them, but it's the same kind of anatomy. Again, head, body shape, torso, and tail. And the back, usually the back is the most protected because it's got the spinal area. So a turtle, for example, has that back shape to protect it. Now birds, we go back, so fish, underwater things, pigs, frogs, water creatures. Birds are air related. Cows are kind of more earthly, very muscular, strong, very defined, kind of geometrical, kind of squarish, I guess, face. Horns, I got horns. Things like rhino, earth animal again, horns. Big, muscular kind of beast. Bugs, I don't know what they relate to. Maybe like an air element as well, or ether or something. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, yeah, that's about it. So anyway, as I said, feel free to check links in the description, and I hope you enjoyed the video and have a nice day.